Thank you, Governor.
Listening.
Thank you, Governor. Mike Lindeen with Fox National. I want to change topics and get your reaction on national politics. The special counsel report that came out last week for President Biden, it had, quote, he is a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. What do you think of this? And then also for the 2024 election, does 81-year-old President Biden have a better chance of beating Donald Trump than you? And do you disagree with 86% of Americans who think he's too old to run?
Well, I appreciate the question and the framing, but I also appreciate my president and his performance.
Just that first part, what's your reaction to the special counsel report?
I haven't read the special counsel report in detail. I know the president's reaction to it. It's been quite pointed and vocal in terms of expressing his own opinion about it, but I haven't taken the time to read it.
Europeans here are worried. They see America and they say America is stepping back. You've dealt with Donald Trump. What advice would you give them?
Him? Have an intervention into your mental health, your political viability. He's really grotesque, and it's really a shame.
Meanwhile,
a video of Joe Biden is being widely shared online. In the video, he appeared to get lost after his address while leaving the stage at an event. After his speech, as he turned to leave the podium, he stood still, seemingly confused and completely lost. All this while there was a thunderous applause after his speech. He was also seen muttering some words.
So I certainly believe that Gavin Newsome is in the wrong line of work. He should not be a politician. He should be an actor in Hollywood. He's already in California, and he tells lies with such a straight face that he can make a lot of people believe what he's saying. Because the lies he's telling now, trying to convince the American people that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have accomplished so much since they took office that the American people should be thrilled, excited, happy, and should be happy to vote for him again this November. When we all know, or anybody with a brain in their head knows, that it's all nonsense. Our country hasn't been this worse off for as far back as I can remember. I couldn't even tell you if I remember how bad things were back in the day compared to today. High unemployment, high inflation, no jobs. They're giving everything away for free. They're sending billions of dollars to other countries. They're not giving money to our own country to secure our borders. But Gavin Newsome will tell you that Joe Biden is the man for the job, and he deserves to be reelected in November. So a recent poll came out from Emerson College that said, and you can see it, a poll shows that Biden would perform better against Trump than potential Democratic backups Kamala Harris or Gavin Newsome. Kamala Harris shouldn't even be in the picture. She is only the vice president because she was the diversity hire, if you will. Because Joe Biden did say when he jumped into the race, he was going to pick a black woman to run as vice president. So that's what that was. It was a diversity choice, okay? He didn't choose the smartest one. He didn't choose the best one. He just chose a black woman because she was from California, and Newsom must have told him, Joe, she's the one for you. So now we're stuck with her to be the vice president when we all know she's useless. But this poll says that a former Republican president with 45% supporting Trump and 44% supporting Biden among registered voters. But if you look at other polls, you see Donald Trump skyrocketing over Biden. Biden's numbers haven't been this low since 2020, and Kamala Harris's numbers are way worse than Uncle Joe's. But as it goes on, a matchup between Harris and Trump, Trump would be the front runner at 46% to Harris's 43%. You show me the 43% of people that would support Kamala Harris to be president. That's extremely laughable. But then Gavin Newsome, who's a fierce supporter of Uncle Joe, because I think they may be related somehow. I don't know, because they talk the same. They all lie the same. But they say Trump would receive 46% of the vote to Newsome's 36%. Now, if you follow anything about Gavin Newsome, you know what California is like since he became governor. Historic homelessness, drug addiction, crime, the highest taxes anywhere. People are leaving California at an alarming rate because they can't afford to live there. There have been Hollywood celebrities, namely Sylvester Stallone and Mark Wahlberg, who have relocated their families because of the outrageous economy, if you will, in California. And those two people are multimillionaires. They got out because they don't see anything good happening in California, especially under the leadership of Gavin Newsome. California is a wasteland, okay? It maybe used to be such a beautiful place to live, such a beautiful place to visit, but now, under Newsome, it's destroyed. But Gavin recently went on a news show, and he put on another performance that, again, he belongs in the acting world instead of the political world. So let's have a look at this clip.
Let's talk about you, Governor. Days after that special counsel report came out questioning the president's age and his memory, the Washington Post reported that anxious Democrats reached out to top Biden donors to ask, quote, when is Gavin getting in? Or how about Whitmer or Shapiro? The buzz has not stopped. I know you've been asked this before, but do you still rule out a run in 2024?
You got to be kidding. I am here celebrating the extraordinary accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, making the case that we need to make to lift up the issues, lift up the record, drive contrast with the Republican nominee to be Donald Trump, so that we can win for 4 more years.
Have you gotten any calls, Governor, encouraging you to run?
It's all idle chatter. It's all you know what? That's a sideshow. I think what Democrats need to do is worry less, do more, continue to overperform as we have, continue to win, make the case. Don't be ashamed of 4.1% GDP over the last 2 quarters. Don't be ashamed about the alliance management of the Biden-Harris administration. Don't be timid about making the case for the record of this administration.
So you're ruling it out 100%?
I mean, it's not even an interesting conversation. Okay. And by the way, I think it's a damning conversation, frankly, the other side wants us to have. And trust me, I know the mishigash coming from the other side. I'm deeply mindful of the anger machine and all the entertainment industry out there on Fox and elsewhere that love ginning this stuff up. At the end of the day, not only has this train left the station, but we get to enjoy a record of accomplishments as we make the case in a re-election, the likes of which we couldn't have even dreamt of, even as a Democrat, the last century.
So that performance right there could possibly get him an Academy Award. Straight face, looking at the lady across the table and saying the things that he was saying, and he believes in his mind that we believe him. But you saw her, she asked him twice, you're 100% sure that you're not going to be in the race? He would never say, I'm 100% sure. He just beat around the bush like most Democrats do. They don't answer the question straight on. And he still continued to tout the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration in the hopes that somebody would believe him. That reporter, although she's on the Democrat network, woke media, you know, we see them all the time, CNN, MSNBC, they love pushing Joe Biden. Gavin Newsome can't even convince her that he may not be the presidential nominee, okay? Joe Biden was recently in California to fundraise. I'm pretty sure they had some private meetings to see, because they know that behind closed doors, most Democrats in politics do not support Joe Biden and do believe that he will be destroyed by Donald Trump in November. So Gavin Newsome may possibly be our presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. And I say our, I mean the country. I certainly wouldn't vote for him. I write my own name in before I voted for Gavin Newsome. So let's wait and see where this goes, because the further it gets, we're going to see Joe all out there. He's going to be on the news, and he's going to be mumbling. He's going to be bumbling. He may fall a few times, and he's going to keep continuing to lie, telling us how wonderful Bidenomics is. And we're going to see the likes of Nancy Pelosi telling us how bad Donald Trump is. And who knows? They may dig up some other foolish indictments to throw at Trump, because they're trying to keep him off the campaign trail and basically trying to bankrupt him so he can't win the White House again. The Democrats are scared. Gavin Newsome is scared because they know that Joe Biden cannot finish the job that he started. Because if he finishes this job, we are all done. He started destroying us in 2020, and if he continues to 2028, we might as well just give up. Because right now, we're struggling. Imagine if Joe Biden got reelected in November. We'd really be in trouble. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be talking about this more, because it's obviously not going to go away. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.